My name is May Hong. I am the speaking voice of Mira from K-pop Demon Hunters. And this is Moana Nui podcast. Signing off. Happy fans. Do it with me. Happy fans. Happy Hon.
Good evening and welcome to our August edition of Moana Nui After Dark Presents Whatcha Watchin. Wonderful panelists here again as always. Ladies and gentlemen, how are each of you doing?
Doing good, doing great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Okay. Little bankhead bounce there below me.
In the brightest day.
You can't just say one line. You got to say the whole oath. If you're going to hold the ring up and say the first line, you got to finish the oath. Come on now, finish it. You got to finish it.
Okay, I had to pull it up because I can't remember it.
And brightest day and blackest night.
No
evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light.
Yo, from where I'm sitting, that sounds like a third grade poetry recital.
I mean, it is a DC property, so that's appropriate.
That
was wrong. That was wrong.
Didn't they change it a few years back from like Blackest Night to Darkest Night, and apparently it didn't stick, or at least they tried
because they wanted it to be black.
I feel like that happened at one point.
Probably.
Kyle's the DC expert. He should know.
I'm about to say, because I do remember an article coming out about them changing from Blackest Night to Darkest Night.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, they apparently changed it at one point. It didn't stick though. It didn't stick because everyone else who wrote afterwards changed it back to Blackest Night. So, but it was like early 2000s, like somewhere around like 08, 09.
Yeah, no, just stick with Blackest Night. It plus it ties into a whole story that I think we might be getting into in the DC.
Blackest Night is one of the biggest stories in the Green Lantern.
Survives.
It will.
It's going to survive. It's going to survive.
It's going to survive. It's going to survive.
They're already writing season 2.
It's better than season 1.
I mean, we've seen people write season 2 before and get canceled.
That is true. That is true. We got greenlit in March, only for it to be canceled last month.
Right?
So again, hold your horses.
So as always, yeah.
Which one won it?
Spoilers. Oh man. So let's start with that one.
Yeah. Hey. Sorry.
It also known as Jean Grey's coming out party. Jean Grey is the reason humans hate mutants in the MCU. The snap actually caused mutants to exist in the first place because that's how far along we are right now.
I have a question. Does Jean kill people in this movie?
Does Jean kill people in this movie?
Yup. It's not that she kills people.
No.
Unclear.
She causes chaos, and people may have died in the process, but it's not like necessarily like she don't shoot nobody, she don't beat nobody to death. But there's very possible that there's been some death surrounding some of the things that she's done.
If anything she's done has caused anybody to die, you don't see the death on camera.
Right.
That part.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there is a lot of mayhem and destruction. The opening sequence, well, I won't say the opening sequence, but the first bit of trouble she causes a tank driving through the city, and then it blows up a few minutes later, but everyone was cleared out of the area, so no one died from that.
Right.
And then the guards shooting themselves, they were wearing body armor, so
they try to keep it PG-13, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, she didn't. But anybody saying like Jean killed people in this movie? Not really. No.
Mm-hmm.
lot of chaos and mayhem. Yes.
Yeah. That being said, Gene did do some bullshit.
He did do some bullshit.
He had every right to do some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
He
True.
had every right.
I
would
love
have done
the
that
way
10 times more.
I love the way they developed her character too. Like this is a side of, I mean, because I'm not a comic book reader like that, so I didn't go back and read all. I mean, I know X-Men, but I don't know the whole 60-year history of Jean Grey. But the way that they launched her character in the MCU, I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling it. Yeah, it was great because it gives you that tragic potential villain, potential hero start. You understand why she mad, and like Simone said, she got a right to be hostile. Like she earned it, honestly. And they did some things to make her want to be that way. And it's already obvious that when the X-Men or when the mutants come to the forefront, nobody's gonna remember what they did to her sister. They're just gonna remember that she caused havoc in the city.
Yep.
Which tends to be what
we think that they'll remember, because there's a certain storyline that they're somewhat paralleling from the comics, that if they go and do the thing that I think they're going to do, no one's going to remember the things that have happened leading up to post Doomsday.
What is that you think they're going to do?
So what happens in the comics is the multiverse collapses into one universe, and they call it Battle World. There's, all these storylines that happen in Battle World. And then at the end of Battle World, Galactus, Molecule Man, and Franklin Richards are responsible for rebooting the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
And when the multiverse reboots, nobody remembers the pre-Battle World stuff. As far as they're concerned, everything is how it's always been.
Oh, so you think we're actually heading towards a Battle World in the MCU?
Whether or not we actually get Battle World, I'm not sure.
We're not getting Battle World.
But I think they're following that storyline.
Mm-hmm. That reboot of the multiverse.
The reboot of the universe, yes. I can see that happening, because I know we're skipping ahead here off Spider-Man, but the way Doomsday is setting up, I think they're going to kill off all the Fox properties officially.
Yeah, that scene with Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, to me, that looks like their universe is the one being destroyed, especially with that embrace that they have with one another, kind of saying it's about to be over, old friend, and I love you kind of moment is what it looks like to me.
Oh, so when they bring them back and they're younger.
Yeah. So, hence the young casting of all the X-Men at D23. What was it, last weekend or weekend before? But everyone knew that they were going to go crazy young with the casting. Because
it gives them longevity. Because I mean, because like Hugh Jackman was 40 when he started, right?
Oh, he was that old?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't realize he was 40. Mm-hmm. Okay.
He just ripped. He drank a lot of water, but he old.
Plus, you make the X-Men the focal point of the MCU going forward.
Yeah.
So
I have heard rumors that not only do they destroy the Fox universe, but they also destroy Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe.
I'm okay with that.
Welcome from the Philippines. Yeah, sometimes can be leading to holding on to trauma. Yeah. And that's probably the running theme for almost every Marvel superhero is how they hold on to trauma.
Especially
all of them need collective therapy.
Especially Doom, because what was it that Sue Storm was saying in one of those trailers? I knew Victor was lost, but I didn't know he was broken.
Yeah.
Which makes me think he either loses his mother, his daughter, or some combination of both.
Right.
His mother's loss is pretty much what drives him to do every crazy thing he's ever done anyway.
So he is Batman.
Pretty much.
His mother's name's not Martha. No, his mother's name's not Martha. Doesn't count. But swinging back to Spider-Man, pun intended.
I see what you did there.
For the last comment, right to be hostile sometimes leads to holding on to trauma. Yeah, we see that basically in two ways. Because for those who've never watched the Punisher, those who've never watched the Punisher on Netflix, it's probably their first, or on Disney Plus, it's probably their first exposure to that character. So you see how two characters deal with trauma and loss. Not because at the time we didn't know about Jean's sister when we, while we're
being introduced to the villain. And that's what I like so much about how they did this in Spider-Man is you just know it's a bad person doing bad things, and we wanted to feel like, oh, they're reckless. Oh, there's a supervillain. Who is it? Is it, Mentor? Well, the Mentalk, the Mind Taker? Like, who's doing this? And then to find out that it's one of the most beloved X-Men, right? Jean Grey out here showing her whole ass, and she got a reason. She got a right to be hostile. She is holding on to a lot of stuff. Yep. But I remember thinking when I realized it was Jean, I wanted to go back and look at everything that they had done from a different point of view. And so that brings into the conversation this idea of good guys versus bad guys, and recognizing, even though I wanted to, especially because being a Black woman, I'm looking at the head of the cleanup crew, the Black man, and wanting to believe he's a good guy.
Damage control, yeah.
Damage control, just on sight. He's got to be a good guy. He's cool, he's the brother. And then to find out, no, he's terrible. Right?
Yeah. It was damage control, so I knew you was gonna be up to
right. Damage control stay on some ish ever since they were introduced in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't trust that man because I didn't trust that man from Severance. So I definitely wasn't gonna trust him from Spider-Man. Nah, no thank you. No thank you.
I was like, when or is I had some doubts as well as about him as well, because I'm like, he looked like he on the up and up. He acting like he on the up and up. I'm like, if he's the one responsible for all this is like the greatest subterfuge since like Shield was inside, Hydra was inside Shield, right? Yeah. Like that's how good that was. I mean, this is what happens when you actually care about a project and actually want to do it right. So, it can be done.
Right. But once again, Marvel's done a good job of creating a villain, quote unquote, that you can relate to. Because I can honestly relate to both of them. And I don't know that I would have explored it that way if they hadn't cast it the way they did, because I'm looking at a guy that I want to believe and discovering that he really doesn't have the best interest of all of humanity at heart. He wants to control, he wants to exploit, etc. He wants to do what people do when they find something they can use as a weapon. They want to try to weaponize it. And then you have this villain who is, we have as a villain, you have someone that has a point. Once again, Thanos had a point. Killmonger had a point. Even old boy from Winter Soldier had a point. Yeah. And when you understand their backstory, I can't remember the guy that set the Winter Soldier out and
what's that? Did everything that Civil War.
That had his
Baron
Zemo.
Zemo.
I wanted to say Zuko, but yes. Baron Zemo had a point. And when you understand what somebody's going through and understand their pain, you can figure out this is why you're doing what you do, right? Yeah. I understand. I don't have to agree with it, but I think the Marvel Universe does a good job of taking us away from the good guys and the bad guys. And you just have conflicted people with powers, right?
And they didn't kill him off. I love that. They kept him around, and they kept that technology that Peter introduced as far as the power dampening tech to stick around in the MCU for future ramifications, because you already know.
I thought he destroyed it.
Yes, but he did. But he's the only one that knows how to make that.
He's not, because when they had Jean strapped in that chair in that room in the final action sequence, they were like, "Yeah, you're not going anywhere." Courtesy of Spider-Man. And remember, they had wires hooked up to it. So you believe that they didn't have time to analyze, replicate, and save the data on how that thing was made? You're crazy.
Yep. Assuming you're that smart.
It's damage control. The way they were refitting and retooling all the weapons, they had Shocker's gauntlets in there that we saw in the earlier scene.
True.
They're smart enough to re-engineer stuff. They're not dumb.
Yeah. Spider-Man gave them the power dampener. Yeah.
Yep.
Because even though Bruce Banner had one, he wasn't sharing that tech with nobody else.
Nope. Right.
He gave the idea to Spider-Man.
He helped talk him through it, yes.
Yeah, he talked him through it, and now it's going to be commercially made. The minute they got their hands on it, they reverse engineered it.
So again, Peter Parker is causing problems.
Right, Peter Parker.
As per usual. As per usual.
Much like his idol, Iron Man, he's problematic and needs to be stopped.
Look, instead of Ford being responsible for inhibitor collars, now it's Peter Parker. So
Right.
the only good thing is nobody knows who Peter Parker is.
True.
Well, doesn't MJ know now?
Well, MJ and Ned know, and that's about it.
The Punisher knows.
No, he knows Spider-Man. He doesn't know Peter Parker.
He knows him.
He is.
Oh,
in the
okay.
hospital.
That's right,
Yeah.
hospital.
In the
Yeah.
hospital.
He
So
saw
he
his
helped him at
face.
the end leave.
No, Bernthal is so goofy. That's the most perfect casting since Wolverine, most likely, is Bernthal as Punisher. Nobody else can do it at this point. Nobody else can do it.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I remember seeing, I didn't watch the Punisher series, but I remember seeing him do an interview when he first got cast for it. And he went to whatever the local comic book store was in his area. And people had told him some Punisher issues to get. And he says the guy at the comic book store said, nope, that's all crap. Here's what you really need to read to get a good idea of how to be Punisher. So I don't know much else about Bernthal other than he does his research.
Yep. Or at least when research is presented to him, he doesn't ignore it. Because I'm still mad at you know what? I think I'm gonna be mad at Robert Pattinson his whole life.
Wow.
I hate him. It's irrational. He's done nothing to deserve my ire other than be himself.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at him. I just don't want to see him in anything ever again.
Because first off, I hated Sparkly Vampire, the whole series. I hated the whole
Twilight. It's called Twilight.
And I got mad about the fact I kept yelling out to where are her parents like the whole time. Like, what is happening with this girl? Why are you outside? And why is he trolling the high school? You pervert. Find some grown people to be around. But then when he did Batman, his little angsty emo.
But I love him as Batman.
My Chemical Batman. That's what he was.
So much.
I love him as Batman.
I love him as Batman because Batman was a whiny, sucky little bastard, and like he played that very well. He played.
He was year one Batman. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he played that very well, and he'll grow into it. But I also remember him saying he didn't really like work out or anything because he had a suit, and he was like, whatever. I'm like, yo, disrespectful. I know they gave you a whole body, a whole suit full of muscles, but you could at least work out. And that laissez-faire. Then I don't appreciate the way I caught him looking at Zendaya on the red carpet where her husband was right over there. I wanted to pop him in his jaw.
Well, and then look at his role in Odyssey.
That too. Yeah. I liked him in Odyssey because I hated him. I love to hate him.
Because you love watching him die in Odyssey. That's what it was.
Now, question, because I know he has that Chris Hansen movie coming out too. Where he
oh, that's right.
Movie, yeah. I'm gonna hate him
about that. I forgot about the films he got coming out. Oh my God.
I hated the Batman, and I think the final straw was finding out he didn't bathe. So
he looked like he don't bathe. He looked like he smelled.
Oh my God.
Do any of the white people bathe? They just stand in the water.
I feel like Tom Holland is clean. I feel like he bathes all the time because he be hanging with Zendaya and her family.
He seems clean.
Mm-hmm. And they just pass him a washcloth, and he know what to do. Yeah.
But back to Punisher, I think I agree. I really like John Bernthal as Punisher. Like, because before that, my favorite Punisher, even though it was a one-off fan film, Punisher Punisher was a Dirty Laundry. That was my favorite Punisher.
Thomas Jane,
Thomas Jane did all right.
Yeah. So I really like John Bernthal's Punisher.
So you haven't seen the Thomas Jane movie?
No, I have. Okay. I like the fan film more than I like the movie.
The movie, okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I like about Punisher as the way Bernthal plays him is, again, you got this conflicted person. He just wants to get some peace. And if he got to murder everybody to get peace, well, so be it. Y'all should have let me have peace, And then, because I finally saw before this movie came out, I saw the One Last Kill or whatever, the little 1 hour and a half movie that they put out on Disney, I guess, Disney Plus, and it very much comes through. He is borderline suicidal.
Yes,
Yeah, and the only reason he's here is
PTSD,
because he got something to do, and the people keep giving him something to do to keep him from killing himself. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, he's way depressed. I enjoyed his role in Spider-Man because before then, Punisher is just so intense, you know, and it's just so brooding and like intense and violent. And I've come to realize that I don't like just the violent,
gratuitous violence.
Yeah, I don't like that. So Spider-Man was refreshing because to me it gave him another side to his personality. He has a sense of humor, and it made him a bit more likable. So I like him now.
So I think it's very interesting that we got within the same universe, we got John Bernthal's Punisher and a more lighthearted Spider-Man movie, because that's currently the one of the discourses that we're seeing with DC as far as with Lanterns being a little bit darker than Superman, because John Stewart's going to be in the Superman Man Tomorrow movie. So people are wondering, hey, you've got a darker tone Lantern show. How can that work in a lighter tone Superman movie? Well,
because John Stewart really does need to unclench. He is kind of
but my thing is, he was like that in the DCAU. He was like that in
I fully expect him to be a pain. I expect him to be the one, Debbie Downer, too serious, doesn't smile, a little irritated with everybody. How come we can't get it together? Like that's gonna. I expect that to be the character. We're already seeing that from Lanterns.
I'm about to say yes. Marine. All right, so.
Well, what I liked about the Spider-Man, the feeling, the what I don't want to say the love, but just the care that Punisher showed, that he actually had a heart. And that he cared, and then the camaraderie with, even though I don't like Zendaya, how her, it's like, oh, I like this guy. She's not. I can actually say in this particular Spider, because the first one I didn't like her in the other one, but this one I liked her in this one.
That's fair, because she wasn't trying to be likable in the first one. Her MJ is very different from the way Mary Jane has been played in any other series or movie that I've seen, because she wasn't trying to be his girl. She was trying to be the captain of the debate team or whatever she was doing, and she looked a little like drab and withdrawn and like weird nerd AV girl, and a little aloof, a little off-putting. So I can understand why you didn't like her in the other movies, but she's grown a little bit. She's a little less rough around the edges, a little less prickly, if you will, when we meet her. And she got a man when we meet her at the beginning of this movie.
Well, and this is, which to me, it shows the beginning of how Peter was changing and evolving, the same as Jean Grey. Like at the end, it definitely trauma, because she looked up and saw what her sister saw, and it was like, okay, now I know my sister died in this room, and then her powers grew. The same thing with Peter. Are you going to be a spider, or are you going to be a man? And it's like, oh my God, he's going to flip. But then he was able to control it. So he evolved, and they even created, what do you call it? The machines to deal with him. It's like, oh, okay, behind my back, I'm supposed to be your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but you creating stuff to take me out if I flip.
Yeah, just like Batman used to do.
Yes. Damage control is supposed to have contingencies for literally everybody. It doesn't matter if you're working with us today. We still, just in case you go rogue, we got to be able to put you down if necessary.
They may as well be Amanda Waller and Cadmus.
Yeah,
I mean, well intended, but horrible execution.
Yeah.
I'll mention Amanda Waller for something later on.
The one thing that I'm still not sure of, I'm hoping we see something come of it later, is his mutating DNA, and now he's got biological webbing. I need something to come out of that. Otherwise, to me, it was just kind of a throwaway trick that they tossed in this movie.
Well, he kind of came to terms.
He evolved. You can see that his the original webs were able to be destroyed, and now
he was using his biological
body.
Yeah,
he's able to
learning to control it.
Control it better. He can, whatever machines they got that was trying to take him out no longer works, so they gotta enhance their stuff because he's enhanced now. He mutated, so he's not the same person anymore.
I look at this akin to the mutagenic nightmare series saga from the animated series, right? Only difference is he doesn't grow 4 more limbs and turn into a man spider.
Fair.
But it's the same thing. His powers are going out of control. And this isn't the first time we've seen this, because they did it in one of the Tobey Maguire films where his powers conk out and kind of don't work right or whatever. He throws the whole suit away. He didn't go that far, but it's just pretty much in this film, his spider powers are going, in his mind, out of control. The base levels are way too high, and he doesn't know what's happening to himself. So it's like, I don't like this. I got to get back to what I'm used to. And, shows, like you said, the evolution and in some way growth. You have to accept this change. This is happening to you. So once he accepted, like you said, he accepted that. But I don't know what he's going to keep from that now, because, like you said, do the organic web stay? Because that's really the only noticeable, visible thing we can see from that change.
Well, no, his
enhanced senses are one thing, yes, but they don't really, for the audience's viewpoint, we aren't drawn into that every single time that they flare up or go out of control. Like a handful of times in this film, yes, but going forward, now that he's accepted that spider half of his biological makeup is growing, and now that he's accepted that, do we see that every time his spider sense goes off? Will it be like loud sirens blaring in his ear and his senses going nuts and driving him crazy? No, like we won't see that going forward. Like visually, we won't see that.
Fair.
Like, organic webbing is the one thing that we will see. So it's like, do they keep that?
Well, see, I need them to also hold on to his newfound durability, because remember, he's now able to take more punishment.
Punishment, yes.
Yeah.
And that to me is going to become crucial for Spider-Man in the future, because as we all know from the comics, he pulls his punches. He never unleashes his full power.
No, not never. Never.
Rarely.
There was that one time.
Yeah, when he broke
those. Well, actually, there's 3 times: Kingpin, Shocker, Scorpion.
Well, and then there's that time he broke Catwoman's jaw.
Damn.
Black Cat. That wasn't him.
Yeah, Black Cat. Thank you, Black Cat. Sorry.
That wasn't him though. That was Doc Ock.
Yeah, and it was still his. Okay, it was his body.
It was his body. Yes.
I just need them to hold on to that durability, because while I'm not the biggest Peter Parker fan, I need Spider-Man to stop getting his ass kicked so much.
That's what makes him relatable.
That's exactly what makes him relatable.
He's not Superman. He needs to get his behind kicked. We need to be able to feel like, okay, you got to heal, you got to get beat up. I mean, it's just like the Punisher. You're gonna get beat up. You're not invincible.
Spider-Man's power level compared to these street level people he's fighting, he should not be taking as much beating as he takes.
Well, he's still relatively young as Spider-Man, so he hasn't really been trained as a fighter. He is a high school kid, and I don't know what he's been doing these last few years, as he's been not talking to Mary Jane, working side jobs, whatever. He's learned how to scrap, but I don't think he has any real fighting technique. So that's probably something else. He's relied on his powers and his spidey sense to protect him and allow him to flip out of trouble. And sometimes, hey man, you just got. And so he got a few times. So hopefully, like you said, his durability will allow him to fight better. I'd like to see them, since he knows Punisher, get some self-defense learning from him. It doesn't have anything to do with bullets,
Did he have a job?
Who? Punisher?
No. Oh, Punisher or Parker?
Peter Parker.
He probably did something tech-wise behind.
Yeah, I feel like he did have a job. Like,
because my thing was because it's like, as much as rent is in New York, I was like, okay.
Right, because they did have that little montage of how he got the studio apartment that he has or whatever, and then the setup he did with the computers and everything. Yeah, I feel like he has some sort of job.
He's got something to do, as well as while he's helping the police. So he's probably putting tech or ideas out there, maybe part of a think tank or something.
Right.
But because he's not in school, like
absolutely not.
I mean,
No, but following his friends going through MIT, that was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God.
Because he basically quit on life. Since the whole world doesn't know who Peter Parker is anymore, he was like, I'm gonna just devote full time to being Spider-Man.
Yep.
So, which again, that's work-life balance. Where is it? Because he develops his own AI because he has Evie now, not Edith.
Yeah.
Remember, so he's talking to Evie the whole time. So he learned something from Stark. He developed his own AI. So I think you develop your own AI to pretty much help you in your suit and whatever. You have to have the chops to build something to sustain.
I wonder. So I have a question that came out of nowhere. Since you mentioned Evie, and then Jarvis is out there, Vision is still somewhere trying to figure his life out, and then Ironheart has her homegirl that she turned into an AI. I wonder if these AIs all get together. Like, do they have? They just jump online and have a little kiki, you know? Do they talk to each other?
Maybe they will in Battle World.
Oh man.
Because they have to know about each other because they're AIs. They're like all over the place.
They know about each other because again, Peter knows about Edith, and Vision, like I said, Vision is out there. He knows about Vision. Or at least as far as he knows, Vision is probably dead.
Yeah, that's what most people think right now. As he should be, but he's not
privy to what happened in WandaVision.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's possible. Who knows? Who knows? Your mind is crazy.
I was just thinking about that. Like, you know,
I know. I understand how random that thought was.
You know, the other glowing sentient AI out there, like, Jarvis, what up, bro?
And when you think about it, they all sort of kind of originate from Stark technology.
I feel like they're Jarvis's kids.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Vision Quest is coming out later on this year, so maybe we'll find out. Because
the Stark technology common theme.
Because Ultron will be there as well.
I'm so looking forward to Ultron. Ultron is one of my favorite characters. And mostly because James Spader voiced him. James Spader
will be on screen in makeup, but on screen.
Yes, and I love that they did that.
So yeah, Vision Quest will be interesting. So anything we think that's going to impact the MCU immediately, as in like between now and Doomsday from this film?
Well, I don't know why I mean, before we get to there, it's just all of the little cameos.
His villains and Rogues Gallery.
The villains, the Black Widow is like, oh, you know, this is my office. You know, I'm like, your office is a fucking spa. I'm like, come on, lady, what the hell?
I ain't mad at that. If I could go to the spa, I would too. I would stay in the water.
Well, remember, she's new. They got Stark Tower as the new Avengers Tower, but they're technically not even the Avengers because remember at the end of Thunderbolts they were blocked from using it, even though
they're Avengers with a Z.
Well, she said she's this big, and you're
big potato, right?
Like big potato.
Even though Spider-Man was there fighting for Earth against Thanos, and she wasn't there at all.
She's in the Red Room.
She had no reason to be there yet.
She was snapped.
She was in the Red Room, wasn't she?
No, she was snapped away.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She was snapped. Remember, she disappeared for 5 years.
Yeah, when she came back.
And that's the other thing I saw going around. People keep forgetting that the MCU timeline is 5 years ahead of our reality. And I need people to remember that because that was like a big kerfluffle going around in some posts and groups that I've seen. Like, how can they do this in 20 something? You know, trying to say 2026. It's not 2026 in the MCU. It's 2031. Like they skipped ahead 5 years. It's not like they decided to slow time down. No, they're still moving forward. It's still 5 years ahead until they say otherwise on screen.
Right. And Doomsday is even further ahead, right? Because you've got aren't they going to introduce the new T'Challa in Doomsday?
We won't see him until his movie in 2023.
Black Panther 3, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Shuri's still Black Panther right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but they are moving forward because Franklin looks like he's about 5 years old in that trailer. So they're still moving forward.
Remember that he's from a different universe where it's still like 1960 something, blah blah, or whatever the Fantastic Four universe was. Yeah, so I mean they can time skip over there because they're not mainline MCU.
But no, the one thing that I think will have ramifications in between this and Doomsday, the big thing would be the power dampening, like the power dampeners that were developed by Peter. Because I think that's going to play a role in some way, somehow in the Doomsday movie and beyond. So, and I think that's a line of animosity that the mutants would have towards Peter.
If they ever find out he's responsible for the tech.
If they ever find out.
Right. Because doesn't he eventually side with the government when it comes to mutant registration, and like he takes his mask off and shows everybody who he is?
He sides with Tony Stark because Stark has money.
Well, that's not going to happen.
No.
He didn't choose to side with the government. He sided with whoever gave him money because of how poor he is.
Poor he was, right?
Yeah.
And we've already seen that
terrible.
But we've already seen that play out in Civil War because he sided with Stark because Stark came there and was like, "Hey, I know who you are, and here's a bunch of money. Get on a plane, come to Europe with me."
Right, under rules. Yeah, I'm so mad at the internet, at these young folks out there talking about they didn't realize that reference under rules was to some sort of like underwear product from the 70s.
Where we and the kids,
they did not know what under rules were, and I was like, I'm so mad at y'all
because the kids are dumb. I said it.
They don't know their history, bro.
I'm not going to apologize. The kids are dumb.
Well, I said at the end, so is this leading up to Doomsday with him being in space?
We don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know. And go ahead, Kyle.
I was like, it could be tying into the second Spider-Verse. Because what I was thinking is it's them, like the second Spider-Verse movie that we're getting, the second half of it. Maybe there is.
Oh, you mean the third Spider-Verse movie?
Yeah, the third Spider-Verse movie. Maybe there is a hint to something that happens in that movie some way, somehow.
Okay, fair enough. Because I mean, all it said was Spider-Man will return. I don't think did it say he would return in Doomsday or just
it just said
it just said Spider-Man will return, right? It didn't even specifically say
which
Peter
one.
Parker Spider-Man.
Right. And
it just had him in the middle of space.
Right. And
this had a Spider-Man in space. So, the Spidey tracker might pick up anyone.
So I've actually got a couple theories about that. And it might just be one theory.
Okay.
In the comics, one of the Earths that dies, they have a ship that they're calling a lifeboat. On that lifeboat ship, Miles Morales sneaks onto it before it takes off.
Yep.
And I don't know if anybody
I have it.
I don't show you that it's him until I forget, James, who is it that approaches the ship when it crashes and they tell everybody to come out, and Captain America comes out, a couple of other people come out, and they say, "No, we mean you too." So whoever it is that found the ship knew that Spider-Man was on it. So
it was either Storm and the Thor Corps, or it was Sue and some of Doom's underlings. I can't remember who.
Yeah. So I think either that is him sneaking onto a ship as it's being expelled from a universe being destroyed, or it's another planet that is approaching as an incursion is happening. And what they're detecting is the Spider-Man of that Earth. And again, I'm basing this purely on what happened in the comic books as they're following kind of what they're doing in the movies now.
Yeah, that's what
he's pushing for Miles Morales to be there. That version that you're talking about would make sense. So hopefully that'll bring in Miles Morales.
I hope so,
so wishful thinking. We all saw what happened over the last couple of weeks. I ain't hold my breath.
I would not hold my breath for Miles Morales. But I also that it was the tracker app that spotted him in space,
right?
Which to me says somebody had to have that app in space, because it's not an automatic like scan detection. It's somebody up there said, "Hey, Spider-Man is up here. I just saw him."
Right.
And so that makes me think that it's somebody from this universe, unless Ned in another universe also developed the same app, and both of those apps use the same technology that would allow it to show up on our universe's app. That seems a little.
Are you sure about that, Joy? And the only reason I give any pushback is remember towards the end of the movie when Zendaya and Ned are standing there and his spider tracker app starts going off. He's like,
that's because everybody saw
Spider-Man.
him fly. Everybody saw him swing her into the building. He passed a whole lot of people on the street.
Okay.
And
Who
they
were
all
reporting on the app like he's in the area. Yes.
Okay. See, I was thinking that it was just, no. You make more sense. Yeah. You're making more sense. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think, and it's just me being practical based on what we have and what they put on screen, I have to temper my wishful thinking and what I want to happen for what the reality probably is. Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield coming back for Doomsday, maybe. I don't know, because that's more realistic than them actually casting a Miles Morales and sneaking it into Doomsday and that being him or whatever. So, or as Kyle said, maybe because, again, Sony still owns movie distribution rights for all things Spider-Man. This could be tying into Spider-Verse 3, which is probably the more apt idea of what's happening, as far as universes, crossing reality, space, whatever, because we did see Donald Glover's character from Spider-Man Homecoming in Spider-Verse 2.
Yeah.
In full Prowler regalia. So
wait. Say that one more time, James.
So remember, Donald Glover was in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Right.
He's in Spider-Verse 2 when Miles is running through Spider HQ.
Okay. No. I was
and he's
thinking
wearing
about
the full Prowler outfit.
I was thinking about the scene at the very end, not the one you're talking about. But yeah, I got you.
But yeah, since we're dealing with, and everything does dimension or reality hopping differently. So the way they do it in Spider-Verse is different than what they're doing in the MCU. And we already know multiverses exist because of Doctor Strange and all those shenanigans. So who knows how they do this.
And Loki somewhere sitting with all the threads of existence in his hands.
So it could be any number of things. As much as we all want Miles Morales in the MCU, ain't gonna be no time soon, because I feel like this. So what we had the home series of films, Homecoming, No Way Home, and Far From Home, and now we're in, I guess, the New Day series of films, the Day series. So we got Brand New Day and probably 2 more sequels of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So they're going to keep riding this, because I don't think they are not going to willingly want to move towards Miles Morales unless Tom Holland comes out and is like, I'm done, I don't want to do Spider-Man anymore.
Well, or Zendaya gets pregnant, because Tom did put they have like a prenup or whatever, and he agreed to give her half his everything. But also, if she gets pregnant, the day they find out she's pregnant, he's going to stop working.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I like that.
Okay.
Nice.
Tom Holland is a real one.
Okay, that's cool. But the MCU, here's the thing: Feige and the overlords at Marvel and Disney will be like, all right, fine, we're going to pause on all Spider-Man projects until he can come back and work.
Right. Instead of going Miles Morales route, they just pause on all.
They're just going to pause everything. So even if they're in mid-development of a Spider-Man thing and started filming, it's like, all right, we're shutting down till Tom's ready in like 4 years. Hope everybody's still alive then.
Now that they've got the X-Men, I could definitely see that happening, because in the pantheon of all the Marvel superhero teams, the X-Men are, I'm not going to necessarily just default them to being number 1, but they're high enough at the top that if we don't get Spider-Man for 4 or 5 years, everybody will be focusing on the X-Men.
No, it will be the X-Men. It doesn't matter if Spider-Man's in production or not. It just will be the X-Men.
Yeah, they're probably headed that way anyway. But we've been at this for like 45 minutes. We got to talk about some other stuff.
Let's move on to, since we've already tapped into it, let's go ahead and do lanterns.
Aaron Pierre is fine as hell. Okay, now we got that.
Is that all you want to say?
That's all I want to say at the moment, But I'm enjoying it, because I don't know that much about the Green Lantern Corps other than John Stewart was brown skin with green eyes in all the animated shows, and that's the Green Lantern I know is. And he was kind of a hard case in the animated comics. Like he didn't laugh a lot, he didn't crack jokes, he was very serious, and I feel like this character is going to be very similar. And now I understand why he's irritated and mad, because Hal Jordan is a whole jackass.
Yep.
Yes.
And if that was the person that, if I grew up looking at somebody as my role model, my symbol, my icon, my hero, and then I meet and get to train under him, and he is a total jackass, I'm gonna be mad about life too. Especially because I know I can do what he's doing better than he can do it.
Never meet your heroes.
And
no questions.
That's something I don't like, is because for all the Green Lantern history that we have seen, the ring chooses you.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've got where the Guardians have chosen John Stewart, and they're using Hal to train him.
But they chose him for what reason?
No. Did the Guardians choose him?
Or they said that in the second episode. They mentioned
that the government chose him.
No, the Guardians did.
The Guardians chose him.
The Guardians did. Go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead.
All right. So, because watching the trailer for the third episode.
Okay. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do trailers for
there's some. I guarantee there's going to be some information on the whole process of why John Stewart was chosen to be a successor for Hal. One of the reasons why, well, first of all, when I found out that Damon Lindelof was writing the show, it was a part of the writing team. Instantly, I was like, "This is a must. It's a win," because the way he approaches not just the world aspect, but I appreciate how he tackles race in a lot of the shows that he does. Especially if you watch Watchmen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent.
That scene with the two of them sitting in the cafe. Dude, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Kyle. Sorry.
No. Go ahead, Furious. Go ahead.
I love the fact that as they're having that conversation, both of them make reference to white men get to throw temper tantrums and do dumb shit, and we don't because we are brown people. And I love that it's not. If you listen to the powers that be, they just don't want to talk about the differences in ethnicities at all. They always want to make it some major production that's all out of whack. And no, we've got two people sitting at a table, having a conversation, acknowledging a thing that we all know, and they just keep it moving. And to me, that was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even the reference that John's dad made when Hal essentially abandons John in the car, and John talks to his dad. He's trying to kill me, and his dad is like, "We don't have the luxury of reacting or getting upset or getting angry.
Right.
That's something that we cannot afford to do.
Right.
And just looking at that whole dynamic, I'm just like, yeah.
Or really just
seeing, or even the concept of nurture versus nature.
Quick question.
Go ahead.
Isn't his dad the guy that married Mike Lowry's niece in Bad Boys? Isn't that the same dude?
Different person.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
But no, like the concept
his
of
dad is
from P Valley.
The guy from P Valley. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a question too, Kyle, for you.
Go ahead.
Is there some canonical reason we needed to see John Stewart screw that white lady in the first episode?
It's not white. She's not white.
She's not white.
She's not white.
She's not white.
And she may not even be human. And she may not even be human in the show. So, but
I wonder about that.
They made her look white, and the second one, she definitely looks like she's an American Indian or something because it's the same reference of. So what's happening with your white man? She's like, I like
not
white
black. Kyle, is there a
woman of color
reason we needed to see that?
She read as Indian to me, like not Native American, but Indian.
And so she is human. She is human.
In the show? In the show,
yes. She's human.
You sure?
She's so certain.
You sure?
Her husband.
You sure about that?
Her husband. Her husband is why I'm sure. Because if she wasn't, she'd have been dead.
I have theories.
Remember what they're doing.
I don't believe so.
Remember what her husband is doing with all his goons and how the first, or what they were called there to Rushville for a dead body. All of that would be alien.
So my thing is, you would be right if we didn't have people that like white men in real life who hated Mexican Americans or Mexican Americans
fair point,
and are married to Mexican Americans. So
Yeah.
that doesn't mean anything.
Also, what if she's got him, brainwashed or whatever? What if he doesn't? What if the big bad? I feel like she might be,
what if she's his benefactor?
Yes, I feel like she might be the benefactor.
So
benefactor is the manhunter. Sorry, spoiler.
Yeah. So
how do you know that's not her?
That's what I'm saying. Because the manhunter can jump bodies, apparently, and look like anybody. So it could be her.
Or it could be the child.
What child? What, the grandson?
Because
the sheriff's kid.
Mm-hmm. My bet is either the grandson.
Ultimate twist.
Either the grandson or a good majority of the townspeople are, because they have been pointing, like the hospital scene in episode. Sorry, Teresa. The hospital scene in episode 2. There are no patients listed on that entire hospital.
That's a good point. You're right.
Because the equipment looks like he said.
Right.
The equipment looks like I just uncovered it, and her response was, "Well, small town, we don't get a lot of use for this equipment."
Not just that, but there is just looking at the different comics that they release as far as prior to movies and shows that come out. I know Tom King had referenced Manhunter's Millennium, that was, I think, back in the 70s or 80s. It got released. But anyway, essentially you have all these manhunters that come to Earth, and they're essentially escaping punishment. So they disguise themselves as different beings. So I have a feeling that a good majority of this entire town are manhunters, and those machines are essentially scanning for they are manhunter recognition machines. People that pass through, you're a manhunter. You're a manhunter. But it's easy to point out somebody who's not a manhunter if they essentially go off on that, if they're detected on that machine, essentially.
Right now, all we know is that the machines pretty much detect aliens.
Right.
Is it aliens or manhunters, or are they the same thing?
Manhunters and aliens are two different things.
Yeah.
Okay, so manhunters essentially are androids.
So it's detecting aliens or detecting manhunters. So were those people manhunters or aliens?
They were aliens.
They were aliens. They now have reason to believe there is a manhunter hiding amongst the people in Rushville.
And I think
like Kyle said, do we think it's just one person? Because my theory, Kyle, is you always go by, when you look at murder mysteries, is the person that you least expect is the person that you did.
Which is why he picked the grandson.
Is my favorite person of the show, which is the sheriff.
Yep. Yeah. Because the sheriff had a whole lot of ready answers for why everything was empty in that hospital. At first, I thought that he was going through some kind of mind thing where all of it was fake until they walked outside. I was like, okay, this is real. I was like, well, why is she acting so strange? Yeah, she could very well be, which would also explain why she wanted to keep them out of the investigation. There's a lot of things pointing towards her if you want to look at it that way.
And she keeps trying to get him to leave now that he's been released from jail. Why are you still here?
He is from Gotham.
That's what she said.
But look, I would also move from Gotham to Rushville. I mean, the Joker poisoning the reservoir every other week,
right?
But the rent is so cheap.
Penguin
James, the rent is so cheap.
I'd move to Rushville. If I grew up in Gotham, I would move too.
But there's a good chance you won't make it to 30 if you stay in Gotham.
Oh, Sam says he thinks she has something to do with the Bat family. That's very possible. That's also possible.
That's true. She did say, yeah.
The only thing that I would say would not point to her being the big bad is they do have that scene at the end of the first show where they flash forward 10 years and she's still there as a sheriff bringing him that, dead body, whatever. So, yeah.
And again, that town is still suspiciously empty.
Yeah.
Because every time they show the town, it's either they're either gathering in one place at one point in time, or it's just suspiciously empty.
This is what happens when you have a population of 250. I mean, seriously, how big is this freaking town that he drives in, he hovers in the air, is like, where the fuck? Because I'm like, wait, did he go to the wrong town? Because when we first get there, I get it. Everybody's at the football game or leaving the football game and trying to, contain the scene and whatnot. But it's like, okay, he's in the middle of the town and there's literally no one walking the street. So yeah, this population, when I say it's small, that's being generous.
Yeah, they
This
were
is
all
a
either at the football
three-figure
game or
population.
at home.
Right.
Yeah, it's little hints that the sheriff has said. And when I rewatched it, it was like, okay, in the first episode when he was about to blow up the sheriff's station, she was like, should we get out of here? And then it's like little bits of pieces of everything that she's saying, of the talking, you're interrupting me. It's like, John, you're killing me here. And it's like, I can see it. I can see her being a manhunter, just saying that to him. Like,
either that or she's
she's
just a really good detective.
Or
she could just be a really good detective.
She probably is really good. Again, she's from Gotham.
Can I throw a monkey wrench out there for you?
Go ahead, Furious.
Do you know what the sheriff's name is?
It's Kane, Carrie Kane.
Yes, it is. And she's from Gotham.
Yeah, Kane is the maiden name of,
and she's a detective. Who might she be related to?
Kane.
She could be related to Batman. Yeah,
She could be in the Bat family.
Yeah.
Wait.
And she did say
she's an homage to two characters, Carrie Kelly and Cassidy Kane.
But she did say episode 1, give Barb my love.
Yep. Wait, what were you saying, Joy? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I was trying to figure out who the Canes were, and he told me Batwoman.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I always say because I don't know a whole lot about that particular Batwoman, because I used to always think she was a redhead until I found out that the red hair was a wig.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the fact that the sheriff doesn't have red hair only helps to further say she might be
the Batwoman.
Yeah.
Or like you said, James, maybe she's an amalgamation of a couple of different Kane characters.
My thing is the Canes.
I think she's just an homage to those two characters.
Okay.
The Canes though are that's like having the last name Johnson, in a big city. Canes are a big part of Gotham. Like Bruce Wayne's mother. Bruce Wayne's mother is a Kane.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That was her maiden name.
That was her maiden name. Yeah.
But as far as Zoe, I have a feeling she's either one or two people. I either think she is Sinestro's daughter, or she is Katma Tui, who is another Green Lantern that's very integral to John Stewart's training, and is like she's more or less like a
disguise hiding out.
She could be. My thing is, she could be a more or less like a spy on the ground for the Guardians. She could very well be.
Could, but then they'd be undermining their own investigation by sending them out there.
Which is why I think she could be Sinestro's daughter, because the fact Sinestro knew about John Stewart when Hal got to the science cell in episode 2, who's been spending a lot of time with John Stewart too.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting that he knew about John Stewart.
Right.
But we also
how long ago? I would say how long ago was he locked up for the coup of trying to overthrow the Guardians and whatnot?
That's true.
Like how? Because we don't know when that happened. We know it happened because the sheriff reads it to him because Hal is in his sleep after getting shot, saying Sinestro's name over and over again. He's like, "Who's Sinestro? I don't want to talk about it." Okay, well, let's see. According to this, Sinestro tried to overthrow that, but she never really put a timestamp on how long ago that was.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And how does she know about it?
She Googled it because apparently Hal gave an overview of it to somebody.
But no, but that's what I'm saying is
because she read it off her phone like it was common knowledge that everybody on Earth knew about it.
Right. And I guess that's kind of where I'm going because of what we've seen so far between Superman, Supergirl, and Lanterns. This is the first time we're hearing about the coup and Sinestro trying to take over.
Right.
If that
that means that he did interviews on how did you become a Green Lantern? Why are you a Green Lantern? You're human.
He's basically a celebrity.
Yeah.
And this technically takes place in 2016. A good majority of what we're seeing takes place in 2016, prior to
right.
the Superman movie. I also
and
have
Superman's
like
not even out yet.
Right.
Remember, it's 2016. And based on the Superman film, he made himself known to the world 3 years prior. So 2025, 2022. So 6 years later, after this, is when he makes himself known to the world as Superman.
Right.
Mm.
I also think it's interesting because it's like at first, before seeing the show, I had the thought that they were going to do the parallax entity storyline with Hal, and just certain clues throughout the first episode. We get the hologram, and he's just like, he's drastically different than the Hal we see in 2016. So
Right.
the hologram is like 2006. So that's a
Yes.
10-year time. That's a 10-year time jump. So they're drastically different. 2016 Hal, if you in the second episode, if you watch his reaction to John going to fly or trying to fly, he backs up. Like, this is a man who's been around, who's been around planes, who's been in the skies. Really shouldn't be afraid of flight, but he's afraid of.
John told him to back up.
That part.
John
Okay.
told him to step back. Told him to back up.
Yeah.
True.
And Hal Jordan is a hater because now you got John.
He's a horrible teacher, definitely.
you got John Stewart making this extremely complex living bird, right? And Hal, no, he can't do that. Hal makes fists and mallets and things to hit things with. And this dude made this really intricate bird, just literally out of thin air, and maintained it without the ring. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. I feel like Hal is a hater.
Oh yeah,
he's definitely a hater.
Great, yeah,
because he knows John is there to replace him, and
that John's gonna be better than him,
and he don't want to give up the
He's
spotlight.
more powerful than he is. So Kyle, what is it? Because Sinestro is saying that the Manhunters are the second most dangerous one. How the hell is John the number one?
So I'm thinking Sinestro is playing mind games, because the one thing that Sinestro does is he deals in fear. It's like Sinestro deals in fear, and the one biggest fear that Hal has right now, whether it be because of the is from being replaced. Not just that, but it's also, if you look at Hal, he doesn't know how John does what he does. And John's essentially, his physiology is, it makes him a human lantern battery. He can eventually, he is able to construct make constructs without having the use of a ring. Like he's that powerful. And the fact that bird was sentient, because a lot of people are like, how can the bird be sentient? He's made a whole younger sister in the comics to help his mom with dementia. Like, this dude is that powerful.
What if he's not human?
Yes, John is
now
also
that
what if John is not human? Not saying that he's the alien that they're looking for,
right?
But just what if he's some other alien? Because aliens are common knowledge in this universe.
True.
Either that
why he was attracted to all of this while they showing the backstory of him being a young kid?
Well,
and
my
his father doing what he was
doing.
No,
because his kid idolized, as a kid, he idolized Hal Jordan because he thought he was the coolest thing ever. Because Hal Jordan was basically, for this DC universe, Hal Jordan's basically the first superhero to be known to the world.
Right.
And sitting down doing a 60-minute interview when John and his brother should have been asleep, and one of them was supposed to be lookout, and they're watching this interview. So yeah, he idolized him. Just like, okay, this is cool. A person with powers on this planet, like any other kid of that age would be, like, someone with powers actually exists. I want to be like them when I grow up. And now it's his reality. He gets to supplant the dude that he gets to look up to, and like Joy's point, realize that the person he idolized ain't shit.
I feel like it's going to be, because I feel like it's partly that childish wonder of wanting to be that person, but I also think his dad has some kind of an influence as to why he wants to be a green. Like, I feel like his dad's involved somehow, some way.
Because his dad, for all of them to have been so upset or so worried about him coming home and catching them, his dad came home and caught him watching TV and just asked a question like, "What's Hal up to?" You know, so he's fomenting this idol worship. You know, he's not saying turn TV off, go to bed, get your head out of the clouds. You know, or like all our parents, go get a real job, all that kind of stuff. He's just encouraging him to like it. So similar to, did y'all see the movie Him?
Yes.
And you think about how his dad had been grooming him for football way before we even realized that he had been grooming him for football. So I'm thinking something like that.
Okay.
And my biggest question is the why. Because it's like it's one thing to want to groom your kid to be a Green Lantern, but the biggest itch for me is the why.
Right.
Because it's like it either borderlines on obsession, and why is he obsessed with the Green Lantern? Or something happened to where maybe they end up retconning the continuity of the Green Lantern. Maybe his dad had a chance to get the ring at one point and was skipped over. Who knows?
John is the youngest of his brothers, right?
Yeah.
No. Is he? He looked like he was the middle brother.
The middle. I thought it was the middle.
He's the middle brother.
Because what I was thinking was, what if something happened to their mother, and this is how his dad is trying to connect with him because he sees this thing that my kid loves so much. Let me make this the thing that we can bond over.
Yeah.
Which then he shot an apple off his head.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
That was the most out of nowhere scene that in episode 1. I was like, I did not see that coming as a resolution to him knowing what he wasn't supposed to know or do or whatever. However he acted out, or the father didn't approve, like that was the resolution to your disapproval of what John did. Like, really, we going okay? Because in 16 blah blah blah, the dude who shot the arrow off his kid's head missed.
Hey, they got cheeseburgers afterwards.
I mean,
maybe that's why he's a vegan. Maybe that's why he's a vegan. He's
because every time he eats meat, he thinks about when he almost died because his dad was trying to shoot this tiny apple off his head.
Yeah, but you shouldn't like apples either, right?
That part, because they haven't explained why he's vegan. But I can't see the apple being the reason. But whatever.
I don't know that we need a reason for that.
No.
I will say though, the one thing that has stood out to the show, and I haven't seen an entire season of it, but this show literally plays out like True Detective.
Yes, very much so. Very much
like there's no variance to anything. This is just True Detective in the world of DC Comics with the lanterns front and center.
Yeah.
And I feel like
that's what I'm seeing every time I watch this, because like, there's no I'm trying to separate it, but all I see is True Detective.
And I feel like that's a really
Kyle, who are the guys that got
John
that kidnapped him?
Yeah,
so I'm
first of all,
alien
our
race.
scene was fucking amazing. I was like, oh my god, these falling out in the street. That was awesome. The way they did that was amazing.
I feel like Anton is Atrocitus, like, because it's like if you listen to him tell his origin story and Atrocitus' origin story are essentially a 1-to-1. It's a 1-to-1.
Right, and they hint that the people that picked him up are not human, because dude picked him up by the scruff of his neck with one hand and slammed him into the roof of the truck.
Right.
There's not enough Gatorade in the world.
We know they're aliens, obviously, because they told him like we can't get close to town because
we're all alien detectors.
We'll set off the detectors, like we can't get within 50, blah blah blah, whatever.
That answers your earlier question, as if those metal detectors are alien detectors or manhunter detectors.
They're alien detectors.
They're alien detectors. Yeah. So the other thing that they said that I found interesting was that because they gave a brief history, and again, you have to know some comic book lore, but they give a brief history, and they force John to see what the Manhunters did. And for clarification, what they were trying to say was, because I don't feel like and they'll probably get to it later on, but the Manhunters were the Guardians first attempt at peacekeeping in the galaxy. But the Manhunters didn't understand nuance.
Well, I was gonna say they were altered by Krona, who essentially was like, these Manhunters need to have some kind of emotion to do their job better, and that ended up backfiring big time.
So the Guardians then decommission the Manhunters and create the Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
Out of existing biological material instead of manufacturing something.
Huh?
Because the Manhunters, aren't the Manhunters synthetic?
No, they're
machines.
So
they're machines.
They're androids.
They're androids.
That's what synthetic means, y'all.
When I think synthetic, I think about Bishop from Alien.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I think when I hear synthetic. But the Manhunters are. Just think about the Sentinels from X-Men.
Sentinels, Terminators.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, now they're human because they're saying because he's in the human body, or whoever that person is in the human body, can be killed
as a human. Yeah, that's right.
Right. And it's supposedly the last manhunter in existence that's hiding out on Earth.
Supposedly, but if the whole town, maybe the whole town, like Kyle said, there could be the whole town that person there, and they just started breeding, and so the sheriff is protecting.
So my thing is, it's like it could. That's one theory that I have. It could be the whole town, could be a good majority of the town.
Then
does this? But I mean, I'm just thinking about the nomenclature. This has nothing to do with the Martian Manhunter.
No.
Why would they confuse me with this?
Because DC and originality with names is very limited. You could easily get confused from one character archetype to another because the same name is used for both, but you're supposed to be able to discern which is which. Yeah, because sometimes the Martian Manhunter is referred to as just the Manhunter.
Yeah,
but we actually have a group of robots out there that were the Manhunters.
Yeah.
So, and for them to loop it back to, because after John reluctantly, because you can see John really doesn't want to tell Hal what happened when he was kidnapped.
Right.
Like, he's struggling with telling him this stuff. It's like telling him this in the same way as like also trying to get information himself, because it's like, I've been told something that I'm somewhat skeptical about, but I know you know more than what you're willing to tell me. So I got to get information out of you while giving you bits and pieces of this, but not all at once. And looping it back to how Hal first got the ring of that Abin Sur was either chasing the last Manhunter to Earth or hiding him on Earth.
Right.
And we still don't know.
And that's because Rushville is not too far from where Hal got the ring.
Right.
So
and the
hologram basically triggering 10 years later, Rushville get there now.
Yeah.
So
and Atrocitus would be after that last Manhunter because of
how did the ring know? How did the ring know that something was going down in Asheville?
The rings are sentient to some extent.
Okay.
So while there's like, because again, like he said, there's a backup they're supposed to do as far as like their memory, kind of like think of it as a file cabinet. Because
I know about that. I'm just saying, how did the ring know? There's something outside of it, because I can understand if Hal knew, and so the ring knows because it's with him or whatever. But how does the ring just know? Hey, some shit went down in Minnesota, wherever they were, a couple of days ago. You need to get there. I don't. And he told it to
Alien Tech. The Guardians made it. So that's what I'm just chalking up to Alien Tech. The Guardians mumbo jumbo that they put in the ring.
Something vibranium. Okay.
So yeah, that's all I got. But like I said, first 2 episodes, a lot of information that leads to tons of speculations and nothing concrete yet. So it's like they could go anywhere. And this is what, 8 episodes or 6?
It's 8.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like we should make a bet on who y'all think the manhunter is. And next time we do the show, we can say who won.
Oh man, I don't know who the manhunter is. Man. I got nothing. I don't, because whoever I pick is going to be wrong anyway. So
I'm saying my bet is either the kid or it's a good majority of the townspeople.
Okay. My bet is on wifey.
I'm thinking it's either the wife or it's going to be somebody who's kind of low key that doesn't have a whole big, like the guys that he has standing guard on his ranch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what if it's not necessarily one of those guys, but just kind of like a background character that we see from time to time, but not enough to kind of say, hey, wait a minute.
Why is that person there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, to answer your question, yeah, the benefactor is absolutely the manhunter. We're just trying to figure out who that person really is. But I'm sure that the benefactor is the manhunter. We just don't know how that's happening. Like, is it really some rich person that's been there? Maybe it's somebody we haven't met and we're all wrong. But I just feel like towards. I feel like it's the wife, just because that move of trying to get with him that first night. One, you nasty, but two, possibly an attempt to be able to emulate him later.
Yeah. And what if the manhunters are not the robot androids that we're used to seeing in the comics? What if they are some other kind of biological?
Or not even bad at all.
Then the Guardians really ain't shit.
I mean, they
could have evolved. If you brought this one person down and this person fell in love and created, and then they have a whole damn town now.
No. I'm saying, like, if the manhunters were biological beings from jump, as you're suggesting, that's what I'm saying. The Guardians really ain't shit. Has nothing to do with what the manhunters done afterwards. Because you have to understand what the Guardians charged the manhunters to do. So from them going from just robots, and however form you want to define robot, as far as looking human or straight up looking like a Sentinel from X-Men or whatever like that, to now being biological beings, what the Guardians had the manhunters do is some straight up bullshit. Like, the lore of the comics is like doesn't even scratch the surface. They had them literally wipe out civilizations because you're a scourge to the universe. So to put that on machines is one thing. To put that on biological beings
is asking too much. I'm asking for a rebellion. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say the Guardians ordered that. One of the Guardians, Krona, which they dispelled them because of it. And
fair
that
enough.
was the reason.
Still,
yeah.
They let it happen. They let it happen. But it wasn't like they were ignorant to what he was doing. They knew he did it.
Think about the Eternals from the Marvel perspective. They instinctively know we are here to destroy the deviants. There's no question. They just do it.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. What else do we need to talk about tonight? Because I feel like we're...
One of the things that I've finished recently was season 3 of My Adventures with Superman, because somebody mentioned Amanda Waller earlier.
Yes.
This was a season that went left very quickly in 10 episodes because I did not see this coming. Multiple time jumps, a different take on the Eradicator, an second appearance by John Henry. I'm expecting him to be Steel in season 4. And they still kept it lighthearted and fun as the previous 2 seasons. And yet Superman is basically modern day Sailor Moon.
the most
DBZ. I'm not lying about that. The more and more I watch the show, the more I realize like they're really making Superman Sailor Moon.
Either that or Dragon Ball Z, because there's so many like.
No,
I mean the show is pretty much like Dragon Ball Z. It's just like this is the most Dragon Ball Z Superman show I've ever seen. I loved it.
Is this animation?
Yes. Yeah.
What is this on? HBO Max or?
Yeah.
That episode's popped up on HBO Max on Sundays. They air Saturday nights at like 11:30 or midnight or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, season 3 just ended because they're only 10 episode seasons.
Simone, do you have anybody's quote unquote TV service? Or
I
have you
basically have them all.
Well, no. I was gonna say because I've got YouTube TV, and that's where I'm watching it because it's just easier for me to watch there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's one of the ones that I don't have. I mean, I have HBO and HBO Max, so I know all the DC stuff is on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm. And My Adventures Superman should be all up there now.
Yeah.
So you can binge through all 3 seasons after you finish Reacher.
I hope it gets to season 4.
Priorities. Yeah.
I mean, she's in the middle of season 3, and she's got to get to season 4 because season 4 Reacher is
I'll
crazy.
do the Superman thing and then come back because I can't.
What episode of season 3 are you on Reacher? It's only 8 episodes. It's only 8 episodes.
Absolutely right, and that's how boring it is. I can't.
I understand that. Again, like I said, season 3 is a letdown from season 2 because season 2
he's gotten in. He's in there.
he's in where, like,
I don't know, maybe 3 or 4. I can't.
Okay, so you're halfway done.
Yeah, but I just don't want to go back.
Put it on
boring. I'm like,
here's how this will help you. The next time you're working on a project, put it on as background noise.
Well, when I'm working on,
just let it go. You ain't got to finish it. Don't listen to him. Just stop.
Or you can skip season 3 and get right to the juicy stuff in season 4. I mean, choice is yours.
Or just drop it and watch something else.
Yup, you can do that too.
Which I'm going to do. I'm gonna watch the Superman thing and then I'll come back to Reacher.
Yeah, come back to season 4 though. If season 3 is boring you that much, just come back to season 4.
I'm gonna push my way through it. It's just not a priority right now.
There's so much good TV on to watch something you're not enjoying.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say skip season 4 though. You can skip season 3, but I would not skip season 4.
No,
season 4 is better.
Has the spinoff show started yet?
End of this month.
Okay.
Spinoff for who? Reacher?
Yeah.
Neely is getting her own show.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, wait, this is the last week of the month, right? This week.
Yeah, this is the last week. Yeah.
If it's not this week, then it's next week that Neely starts. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well.
So that's full week.
Neely starts September 16th. Okay, sorry, 2 more weeks.
Okay.
So you at least get to get through Dragon Con and then Neely.
Yes. Absolutely. Anybody got anything else?
Yes, Joy's C drama that I want to watch.
So this C drama, so I'm into the dramas now. So K dramas, J dramas, etc. This C drama, the format is a little bit different. Most K dramas are like 16 episodes, about an hour a piece. These episodes are maybe 35, 45 minutes, so they're easier to watch, but it might be 30 of them. So total time is about the same, but they feel like they go faster, and it's so much easier to get addicted and be like, one more episode. The C drama I'm recommending to everybody on screen is Pursuit of Jade. Pursuit of Jade is on Netflix. It's won so many awards. It was what took off like wildfire across all of Asia. Everybody's loving it. It's the story of a young woman who is like just kind of a peasant in a small town, but she's like super strong because she has to slaughter pigs. Oh, and then I lost her. But she's super strong because she has to like slaughter pigs for a living. So she's not very ladylike. But this general from the army, who's also a noble, ends up, I don't know, crashing out in the snow. She finds him, brings him home. He agrees to be her like live-in husband for a little while, so she don't lose her house, to the government or whatever. But they kind of start falling for each other, and so she knows he's got a mysterious past. He knows that she needs help, dealing with the politics locally, and they just kind of chill with each other. But then everybody figures out that he's a general. He got to go back to the army, so she goes too. And this is where like it becomes really amazing because she is not some shrinking violet. Protect me. I'm so frail. She picking up pigs and throwing them at people. She leads a battalion. And the chemistry between them is great. It's typical of a lot of dramas from the East. Is like you're not going to see a whole bunch of sex and everything. However, there's a whole lot there's something for everybody because there's a lot of different relationships going on. There's between the main character and the main male and female leads. There's some secondary leads in here that have their own kind of kinky choke me out type of thing going on a little bit. Like they don't say that, but it's very much implied. Like I'm not 100% sure their relationship was even consensual, but it's a lot going on there. Then there's some kids, and I don't even like kids, but these kids are adorable and they steal every scene that they're in. I wanted to know what happened to the kids later. Like, do they grow up and get together? Like, it was great. And it's the kind of thing where at 1 o'clock in the morning, you like, I can do one more episode. Like, it's addictive. Pursuit of Jade. I highly recommend it. It's got great action, great fight scenes, great intrigue, a lot of, spy stuff going on, and good lead characters. Nobody does stupid things, which also annoys me. Everybody in here, I understood their motivations and I understood why they were doing what they did. There's even some unrequited love going on there too. Yeah, everybody's great. It's a great cast. It's amazing. And that's all I got to say.
Is the audio in English?
Do not do English audio.
Okay, good.
It's jarring because they use predominantly white voices and it just sounds wrong. So just do the Chinese with the subtitles.
You lost me.
Okay.
I was about to say, the moment she said that, you was going to lose at least 2 people from watching that.
It is dubbed in English. I don't think it's
nearly
as good. Because even though you're reading subtitles, you're hearing the emotion in these people's voices, and the voiceover actors for this are decent, but it's deadpan. It's like they're reading words instead of doing a table read for a show. So I don't recommend. I don't know if it would be as good in English dub.
Gotcha. And
I'm the kind of person who watches all of my anime in English, but I'm saying it's worth reading the subtitles on this one.
Okay. All right. Anybody else?
Nope.
I did start watching Marriage Toxin. If y'all looking for another anime to watch, it's really cute. This guy who's a king of assassins or whatever needs to get married, so he hires this weird person to help him find a wife, and he ends up trying to save lives. And so even though he's an assassin, he ends up saving a lot of lives and being a hero, and he's still looking for a girlfriend. So it's very interesting.
That one's on my list. I started watching, is it Demons of the Shadow Realm?
Yes.
Is it good? Okay.
Yes. But I can't watch it week to week.
I watched the first episode and I was like, what the fuck? But I kept going.
Good.
And I'm starting to like it. But that first episode.
Yeah, because the first episode is confusing. Spoiler, it's not what it seems. That's all.
Good.
All right, I'm gonna go check out Demons of the Shadow Realm.
Cool. Yeah, I am only halfway through this first season because it is so good. It's one of those things where, like, if I watch week to week, I'm gonna get mad. So I watch 4 episodes at a time. So I've been waiting for 4 more episodes to be available.
How many are
out? At this point, I don't know because I haven't watched since last month.
Okay. So at least 6.
At least 13.
Oh, 13. That's plenty.
I didn't think it was that many. Are that many dubbed?
Oh, sorry. For you, yes. It should still be at least 13 dubbed in sub.
Yeah, I think I watched. I'm fairly certain I watched all of 2 and started another one.
Okay.
But I didn't think there were that many out.
Yes, because it was beginning of.
Sam likes it.
It was either the end of wherever it was, either the first weekend of this month.
Hey, nephew.
Either the first weekend of this month or the last weekend of July is when I stopped watching, and that was episode 12 or 13. So I know that much is dubbed in English by now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since we're at the end of August, going to September.
Give it a look.
Simone, you want to talk about The Ninth Jedi? Or you want to wait?
we gonna wait because that.
Gonna wait? Okay.
That needs its hour on its own.
Okay, fair enough.
That doesn't need a little 10 minutes. No, that needs.
I'm on episode 4.
Wait, is that already out?
The Ninth Jedi?
Finished it. What the hell?
It dropped. Apparently, it dropped last month.
I'm watching it again.
I'm gonna have to watch it again because I watched it while I was working, so I don't have to know what happened.
I'm gonna watch it again.
James, what was it you told me to watch before watching this?
I don't know which season. Star Wars Visions.
Anything because
you really don't need to, but
nothing.
You said
nobody.
So in the anthology series of Star Wars Visions, one of the seasons has an episode actually called The Ninth Jedi.
Okay.
I just don't know what season it is. You can watch that episode because it's about 12, 13 minutes long. It is straight all action, and the main character is actually in that.
Okay.
She's actually in that because she's basically she's the Ninth Jedi for what's happening there. And then this show doesn't connect. The good thing about this show, as Simone said, this doesn't connect to anything you know about Star Wars at all.
And that's the way I like it.
Me too.
Right, I'm about to say. So for you who likes things to get away from the Skywalkers, good news. There are no Skywalkers in this.
There's nobody. There's no Wookiee. There's nobody. There's
nobody.
Everybody.
Star Wars wise exists in this show.
It's
because it's set not far in the future.
I was gonna say, I know animation wise, that Batman Nightfall movie came out. The anime movie came out today. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Okay.
DC gets animation right. So.
Yes, they do. Well, yes. Killing Joke.
Bye, Teresa.
Bye, Teresa.
Night, Teresa.
Night, Teresa.
They are still catching flack for Killing Joke, though.
And yeah, Killing Joke wasn't great.
Killing Joke was horrible. They will continue to catch flack for Killing Joke. So yeah, if Nightfall is out, I will add that to the list to get to at some point. I don't know when. Maybe after Dragon Con, because they're doing it in 3 parts, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do that the same way I did the Crisis movies, and I'm gonna wait until they're all done, and then I'm gonna watch them because you're not going to get me amped for part 2 and 3, where I gotta wait 8 months to a year for the next one to come out. Because the Crisis series took 2 years to come out.
Yeah.
I think I'm about to take off too because I'm tired.
That is fair. We can wind this down. I was going to go through some of the anime I've seen. I will only talk about one right now, and it is called Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games. No, this is probably my favorite one of the season that I'm watching. Again, I'm watching 15 titles this season alone. That is the standout one. Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games. Add it to your list. If you actually like fighting games, because the main game they're playing here is Street Fighter.
Okay.
They're playing Street Fighter 6 in this series. And the premise is these young ladies are at a let's call it a boarding school. And the rule is that when lights are out, lights out. It is against the rules to play games of any type. And the 2 main characters love their Street Fighter 6. and they form a bond. So that's all I'm going to say about it. It is 6 or 8 episodes right now. I think episode 7 is this week. But yeah, easily my favorite one of the season. And that's and I'll talk about the rest of my anime next time.
This is Crunchyroll, right?
Yes, it is on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
It is on Crunchyroll. So
cool.
So we're gonna wind it down for this month of this is August. Yes, it's August. It's a good thing we don't have a show next week because some of us are going to be dead tired after Dragon Con.
For sure.
So we will see you all at the end of September. And then I'll go deep into my anime because these shows are wild. That's all I'll say about that.
Good night, everybody.
We will see you all next month. Peace, love, and hair grease. Good night.
Good night.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii in a perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.